Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded and will be available on the Township's YouTube page. Can I get confirmation of the agenda, please? Councillor Milligan, Councillor McDonald, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? I'd like to. Councillor Fenwick.
Pardon me. I'd like to declare on 8.1 and 8.2.
Thank you. Nobody's registered for open forum, Brandy?
No. Can we just get the reasons for the declaration?
Oh yeah, what's your reason for your declaration there?
Oh, I'm associated with this group, and it's just best if I step aside on this one.
Thank you. We have no presentations or deputations this evening, so we'll plunge into items for consideration. Section 8, 8.2, Hallow Eve Special Event Permit Application. The recommendation is that the report entitled I'm still on the Treasurer's report, which I was puzzling over before the meeting started. The recommendation is that Council receive the report entitled Hallow Eve Special Event Permit Application for information, and that Council authorize staff to issue a letter of approval for the special event, provided that the applicant completes outstanding permit application requirements. Brandy, did you want to expand on this or add anything?
Thank you, Reeve Wise. Nothing further to add to the report. The applicant, I believe, has submitted all of the required items for the permit, so recommending approval.
Okay. Deputy Reeve Davidson, seconded by Councillor Milligan. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. And item 8.3 is the Enterprise Zombie Walk, request for exemption to special event permit. Sorry, 8.2. That was the one we just passed, right?
8.1 we just passed.
Okay, I've got it misnumbered on my agenda.
Yeah, yours is uploaded as 8.3.
Okay.
So the Enterprise Zombie Walk is
Okay, gotcha. All right. Enterprise Zombie Walk, the recommendation is that it be received and the council approve the exemption request on the condition that the event organizers provide an updated insurance policy naming the municipality as an additional insurer, and further that event organizers have volunteers to direct traffic to the grass area on Prince Street and the baseball diamond on Cross Street. Anything to add to this, Brandy?
Through you, Reeve Wise, I was speaking with one of the event organizers this afternoon, and they've confirmed that they've added the township as an additional insurer. This is a standard practice for special events that we request that. And further, they've noted that in previous years they've had volunteers directing traffic to ensure that no driveways are blocked or it's not impeding traffic. So we anticipate that there should be no issues and that they will that the event won't have any parking issues if they have people there to assist with the traffic.
Okay, thank you. I didn't get a mover and seconder for that. Councillor McDonald, Councillor Milligan, any discussion? All in favor of the recommendations then? That's carried, thank you. Okay, the next one is the Knitting Elves, request to waive rental fee. And this is for the Newberg Hall. And the recommendation is that the report entitled Knitting Elves request to waive rental fee be received and that council approve the request, or that council deny the request. So I won't ask for a move on this one. Is there anything you wish to expand on this one, Brandy?
Without any formal policy or bylaw delegating authority to staff to waive fees and charges from the fees and charges bylaw, we're just bringing this for council approval. So it would be $20 coming out of the council donation budget line, and I believe in the report it highlights how much is left, which I believe is just over $7,000.
Any discussion? Councillor Milligan.
So this is definitely not about the $20. This is about what kind of precedent we might be setting for other things. I feel like we've talked before about what we charge, you know, say the Lions or other groups like that to rent our facilities. I feel like we've talked about this before, and I don't know, I find $20 is such a nominal amount. It seems silly to even question it, but what are we getting ourselves into for the future?
Anyone else? Yes, Councillor Fenwick.
Yeah, I concur that to be honest with you, I'd pay the $20 myself personally before I would vote in favor of the ratepayer paying the $20. When I don't know what we pay currently to have our facilities cleaned, because of course now it's covered by one entity across the township, but I'm sure it's a whole lot more than $20. And so it's already subsidized heavily by the ratepayers, and I think that that's the minimum we should ask. And yeah, I don't think we should be doing that. Again, it's a precedent-setting move that could be dangerous later.
Anyone else? Does anyone have a motion to make?
I'll make the motion that we deny the request.
Is there a seconder for that motion? Councillor Fenwick. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is passed. I know it's difficult, and these people are doing something great for the community. At the same time, we already subsidize the rental rate, as was pointed out, and just have to sell a few extra mittens to pay that $20. I guess that's the way it is right now. The next one is the Ottawa Valley Power Boat Club Aaronsville Boat Race funding. And the recommendation is that the report be received for information. Can I get a mover and seconder for that? Deputy Davison and Councillor Milligan. Brandy, did you want to expand on this?
I don't believe I have anything further to add to the report. I tried to summarize the response from the event organizer. I think their biggest concerns moving forward is the cost associated with renting the lands and the cost to cover the insurance. They indicated that the event is well attended and well received, and that their intention is to not pull out of this area for their events, but I think it's based on their yearly cost, and if that fluctuates, then they could consider that, but it's not in their cards too.
Yeah, they seem to be living on their savings in a down year. Any discussion, any thoughts about the report? We don't have a decision to make this evening, but I'm wondering, yes, go ahead, Deputy Reid.
Well, I just wonder if we should make sure they're aware of the natural LNA grant process that goes through the economic development. I am sure that they would qualify an event that draws that type of crowd. I would be confident that they would qualify for something, some type of grant that would help them out.
At least help them through 1 year anyway. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, go ahead, Councillor Milligan.
And just one more thing, one of their concerns is the province charging higher insurance or asking for higher insurance. We can't control that at all. So I think we just have to kind of wait and see what happens next year.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, I read this report, and it was really well done, and it was very informal. I mean, a lot of things happen in our township that we see them happening, and it's great to see them happening, but this is a nice chance to get an in-depth look at it and identify the pros and cons to it. There's a lot more pros than I thought, and that's really great. So I'm hoping that, again, they can qualify for the I think it's called the Activation Fund, if I recall correctly, and hopefully our folks are listening, and LNA can help them out with that, because it is a huge benefit to that area. So whoever prepared this report and did the interviewing, thank you very much. This is very informative.
Thanks, Councillor Fenwick. Anyone else? Where are things at with transferring that property to the township? Is that something that just sort of goes on and on? Do you have anything you can add to that, Jason?
There hasn't been any recent update to that process. As I'm sure you're all aware, that there is a pretty prescriptive process for the province to dispose of land. So similar to the way the school in Yarker kind of went through different levels of offers, that we're expecting that to happen at some point. I think the concern from a staff point of view is the land being waterfront land being sold at what's potentially a market rate may not be something that is palatable from a budget point of view, should it go up for sale. So we're just waiting for some sort of indication that it's actually going to be disposed of and what that price would be, but we have no influence over that process at this time.
It's a be careful what you wish for situation, isn't it? Okay, thank you. So, mover and seconder on that one. I wonder if the mover would consider adding, please inform the Ottawa Valley Power Club about the activation funding. Yes, is that agreeable to everyone? You've noted that? In that case, all in favor? Thank you, that's carried. Our next one is consideration to adopt bylaw that's not numbered yet, being a bylaw to amend procedure bylaw 2024-1264. We've been talking about this already. Can I get a mover and seconder? The report is entitled Consideration to Adopt Bylaw Not Yet Numbered to be received, and further that bylaw being a bylaw to amend bylaw 2024-1264, a bylaw to provide rules governing the order and procedures of the council and committees of the Township of Stone Mills be enacted and passed, and the Reeve clerk be authorized to sign and seal. Can I get a mover and seconder for that? Councillor Milligan and Councillor McDonald. Brandy, you've worked long and hard on this. Did you wish to give us a brief summary of the situation?
So staff provided notification on September 18th. To date, we haven't received any comments on the date changes. So this would be implemented in 2026, and staff will be providing advertising of the change. We intend to include it in some of the local convenience stores, the library, posted in the municipal offices here, on our website and on social media as well, so we can ensure that the public's notified, and we can also do circulation in the local newspaper.
Any discussion? Everyone's agreeable to this. This will change the dates of our meetings to the second and fourth Monday. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, the next one is Treasurer Raymond's report. Surplus deficit to from reserve and reserve funds. And the recommendation is that Council receives the report entitled Surplus Deficit to and from Reserve and Reserve Funds, and that Council authorize from 2025 the annual surplus deficit to be allocated to or from the respective reserve and reserve funds. And I'm not going to read through all the reserve and the reserve funds. They're listed clearly there. And that any surplus or deficit from current and prior years not captured in the above be allocated to or from the stabilization reserve. Can I get a mover and seconder for that, please? Deputy Reeve Davison and Councillor McDonald. Treasurer Raymond, did you wish to add anything to your report or highlight anything?
Through Revise, no, this is an ongoing annual recommendation. We're hoping to implement a policy when our asset management plan is completed. It looks like it's carrying over into the 2026, so we wish to just clear up 2025, and we'll merge and come up with a new policy once our asset management plan has been completed.
Thank you. Any discussion by council? All in favor? That's carried. And this is also Treasurer Raymond's report, the next item. This is budget restatement. No, that's the one we just did, sorry. I'm jumping around here. No, it is the budget restatement, sorry. So this is a report entitled Budget Restatement, Ontario Regulation 28409 be received, and the Council adopts the report, which meets the requirements of Ontario Regulation 28409 and outlines the preparation of the 2025 operating and capital budgets to a public sector accounting board compliant format. Can I get a mover and seconder for that, please? Councillor Milligan and Councillor McDonald. Did you wish to highlight or expand on this at all, Anita?
Through you, Reeve-Wise, this is a restatement because currently the township provides a cash balance budget, and it's relating to revenue and expense, whereas the OREG 289 requires a PSAB accounting budget compliant, and that's to record the non-financial components of a budget, which is the amortization, future employee benefit capitalization, some due to from reserves that may not be captured within a cash basis budget, and this is an ongoing report you'll be seeing in the future after our budget has been passed.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Moving on. The next item is the Stone Mills Fire Fit Summary. And the recommendation is that the report entitled Stone Mills Fire Fit Summary be received and that council approve the funds remaining at the end of the year in the Fire Fit Reserve account will be allotted to the Fire Equipment Reserve account. Deputy Chief Richmond, this is your report. Did you wish to highlight anything?
Nothing specific to highlight, just I would like personally to thank council for their great support of our event. It was a well-attended event by many in the community and from far and wide. We've heard nothing but positive things from the event, from competitors from all across Canada. So we're very happy the way it went, and thank you again for your support. Be happy to answer any questions.
I didn't get a mover and seconder for receipt. Councillor Milligan, Councillor Woodcock. Any discussion? Councillor Fenwick.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to attend. It was a really busy time for me, but I just had to get there, and it was awesome. And I must say, I didn't know what to expect. The last time I attended one of those, I was about 1991. Things have come a long ways. And it was at Centennial Park, actually. I was just a boy. So it was nice to see it back in the area, and I must admit, it was pretty impressive. It actually made me feel somewhat overweight watching all of you, and that's not unusual, I must admit. But it was great. The best thing about it was seeing all the camaraderie between all these people that are out there doing things for others, but they're doing things for their own internal community. And the teamwork element was shocking. The people, I saw some people that were struggling at the end, and watching other teams encouraging them to keep it up and keep going. And I just felt, I don't know, I just felt nothing but joy being there. So I want to thank you for all the hard work of trusting it in us to bring it forward, knowing that you would get the support you needed, and if you didn't, you'd fight us for it. Because it was really great, and I really hope we get to host that again, because it was fantastic. So thank you all for all your hard work.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Rob. Anyone else? Yes, Councillor McDonald.
Yes, great event and congratulations. Got some awards, I see. I just wonder, how often does this come around? I know it's done every year someplace, correct? Or-
That's correct, yeah. So it's every year. You usually have to express your interest a year before. So if we were wanting to do it in 2027, we'd sort of have to figure that out in 2026. But I'm all for taking a little bit of a break from it, but others are pushing to do it as soon as we can. So
Well, maybe one of those others can step up and
that's exactly
take some of
right.
the weight off your back
Yes.
there, James. Anyone else? It was a wonderful event, and even the weather cooperated. It couldn't have been better. It was all around great. It was nice to say a couple of words at the beginning of each day and then sit back and watch. And yeah, many individual personal bests and first, second, and third place finishes listed here. And once again, we see Leanne McCauley at the Nationals, along with Cliff Mountain, taking some firsts as well. Did I get a mover and seconder? All in favor then? That's carried. Thanks,
Thank you.
James. And you're still up there, James. Deputy Chief Richmond has a report on the Superior Water Tanker Shuttle accreditation. The motion is simply to receive this report. Can I get a mover and seconder to receive this report, please? Councillor Milligan, And Councillor McDonald, did you wish to add anything to your report, James, or highlight anything?
Nothing major to add. This is something that we do every 5 years. We've been doing it since 2010. It provides some insurance relief to our residents, so that's we're glad to do it. I can't speak highly enough of the firefighters that participated in this. We've done a lot of work over the past 5 years to improve our water shuttle game, so to speak, and they're performing at top-notch ability. I would put them up against any department in our area.
Yeah, they certainly exceeded the minimum standard by a considerable amount there. Any discussion on this one? All in favor? That's carried. Thanks. Thanks, James. Okay, moving over to Public Works. We've got a roadside mower purchase. The recommended motion is that council receive this report and that council approves the increase to the approved budget line to purchase a new roadside tractor mower as outlined in this report. Public Works Manager Thompson, this is your bailiwick.
Thank you, Reeve Wise. I don't have anything further to add to the report, but I'm happy to take any questions on the report.
Any questions for Jeff on this one? I was just wondering what caused the ballooning price. Is this just another tariff thing, or what's going on here?
The tractor price wasn't outrageous. It's the equipment.
It's the mower.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And we did get the second brush head mower with it, so the second head. And the tractor itself, it's got the front mount PTO with the quick attach, so
Yeah.
we can run our blower with a little more horsepower. I think the one we use now is 108 horse. This one's 130 horse. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. What kind of tractor is it?
The Kubota.
Okay. All right. I didn't get a mover and seconder for this one. Deputy Davison, Councillor Milligan, any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. And still on the Public Works menu is replacing the International float truck with a 2022 model. The motion is the council receive this report and approves the purchase of a used 2020 International float truck for $60,000 plus HST, funded by the Capital Equipment Reserve. Can I get a mover and seconder to put that on the floor, please? Councillor Fenwick and Councillor Milligan. Jeff.
Thank you, Reeve Wise. Not much to add to the report, just to highlight that this is a unit that's used for floating our compactor around, and it's the only float that we have to go to the landfills. So, and we utilize it also with the belly dump. So it has several attachments to it that we utilize through the year.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, we're up to our consent agenda. Is there anything anyone wants to pull out of the consent agenda before we vote on the whole? Yes, Councillor Woodcock, what number do you want to take out of there?
9.7 and 9.9.
Okay, I've got a different numbered agenda here. My consent agenda starts with 9.13 for some reason. So, Brandy, maybe you can help me out. What are 9.7 and 9.9?
To confirm, this is the Bonfield Township Council Resolution. 9.7 and 9.9 is Municipality of Brighton Council Resolution.
Okay, thank you.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Anything else anyone wants to pull out of there? Councillor Milligan.
I'd just like to make a comment about 9.4.
Okay, so we've got 9.4, 9.7, and 9.9. Anything else? In that case, I'll ask for a mover and seconder to approve the balance of the consent agenda. Councillor Milligan and Councillor Woodcock, all in favor? That's carried. So why don't we go in order and talk about 9.4 first. Sherry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I organized one of these Service Canada info sessions at the Legion in Tamworth a month or so ago, and I really hope people take advantage and attend if they have any questions or problems with their EI or anything like that. About 16 people came to our session, and everyone had a positive experience. One person had a EI issue where they were denied. The person helped them on the spot resubmit and send a letter of explanation, and within 4 days, that person had their month's worth of EI. So it's amazing what they can do there. Just take your ID and your questions, and it's a very positive experience.
That's good to hear. So you wanted to move support of that resolution then? Okay, is there a seconder for that? Or what? Just for information? Okay, fine. A seconder, Councillor Fenwick? All in favor? That's carried, thank you. So it was 9.7 was the next one, Crystal. Go ahead if you wish to speak to that one.
Yeah, so I just want to talk about the subject of this, which of course is Canada Post and the CUPW strike that we're seeing. I have a lot of strong feelings. I'm going to try and not get all riled up, but Canada Post belongs to us. It is a public service. I do see what is happening right now is a government that's interfering in those workers' collective bargaining rights. They should be able to have a proper bargain with their employer. These changes are drastic. They are, to me, an attack on our rural communities. For-profit services will not be delivering and connecting our rural communities in the same way that a public service does. These are also good jobs. Good jobs in our community means a thriving local economy. And these postal workers have been asking for modernization of services for about a decade. They've been asking for postal banking since at least I could see 2016. Canada posted its own internal report on postal banking through Freedom of Information. People got the report, but it's largely redacted. My guess is that it shows positive impacts for postal banking. For us in our communities, we have many hamlets that don't have a bank. If we could have banking services in our post office, it would be benefit to them. So I just want to say, this is a problem for me, an attack on workers, on our public services, and rural communities. And I would like a motion similar to this. I don't know if I'd have to, how even do that, or I guess we could say in support to get people back to the bargaining table, because this is, in my opinion, interfering in negotiation. And the last thing I'll say is I do think the way that this is framed is in a way that's going to turn the public against the workers. The workers are not the problem. The CEO of Canada Post makes about over $500,000, makes more than the Prime Minister. That to me is more of the issue than the workers. And I know it's definitely inconvenient, but I'll also just want to remind the public that it was striking postal workers are the reason that we have paid maternity leave in this country. And when workers stand up for themselves, they stand up for all of us. So that's...
Okay, so you're moving to receive this for information, but you wanted to add some kind of resolution of support?
Yes, so I'm happy to, I was just thinking some of the language about finessing this, but I'm not really sure how to change it. So I actually think I would be okay with us moving in support of this, which is to get them to return to the negotiating table. It's not the federal government, it should be, and the federal government. Yes, I would be in support of this motion. I mean, I could finesse it, but I'll stick with it as it is.
Well, you can just say you want to receive and support, and I think you sort of add our endorsement to that resolution. Is that how it works, Brandy?
So if you're receiving and supporting a resolution circulated by another municipality, we would draft a letter to the applicable government agencies, and we would attach the circulated resolution from that municipality and say that council discussed this and are in support of the resolution circulated by, for example, the Township of Bonfield.
Okay, so that's acceptable to you. Is there a seconder for that motion? Councillor Milligan? Any further discussion? Yes. Okay. Canada Post claims it's losing $1 billion a year. So that's sort of the other side of the table here. And there are injustices in the way they're negotiating. I don't disagree. Canada Post and the government, to me, have to decide to what extent is Canada Post a service and to what extent is it a business? Because if it's a business, then we won't deliver letters in rural Canada because it loses money. If it's a service, we will, and that $1 billion is a subsidy just like we afford to other public services. That's what it seems like to me. So where's the balance point? All in favor? That's carried, thank you. And what was the other one, Crystal Lee, that you had there?
I believe it's 9.9. It's on
Yes.
electoral reform.
right, the Brighton one. Yes, go ahead.
I'm all riled up from that one, so just give me a...
Well, just calm yourself.
Well, electoral reform, I think you'll be have a hard time finding people in this country who think we don't need it. And so I'm definitely in support of this motion. We know that I think one of our priorities as municipal councillors and any elected official is to strengthen our democracy. And without electoral reform, people feel disenfranchised. They feel like their vote doesn't count. And in some circumstances, it doesn't actually have an impact. And I don't think that's good for our democracy. I think it limits voter turnout. And it also makes people sometimes put an X somewhere where it doesn't actually feel really good to them, but they're trying to make a strategic decision. And we need electoral reform. It's widely popular. It is a shame that we do not yet have it.
So you are moving to endorse, to receive and endorse this resolution by Brighton. Is there a seconder for
Yeah.
that motion? Everybody's reading it. Any seconder? Councillor Fenwick, any discussion? This has been voted on by different provinces. It's been promised by a previous Liberal government, and it was poorly promoted in a provincial election a few years ago. I remember coming in here to vote in that provincial election. I don't know which one it was, where electoral reform was part of the ballot. And there was someone ahead of me who asked one of the poll clerks, "What's this about?" And the poll clerk told her, "Oh, it's not important. Don't worry about it." So I thought, oh boy, the government has not done a good job of at least providing this information. So yeah, it's a big discussion. In any case, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. So that takes it. There were no other extracted items? No. Okay, we've done 10. 11 is notice of motion or direct motion. Does anyone have a notice of motion this evening? Anyone have a direct motion on an urgent matter? None. Anyone have any announcements they wish to make? Well, it isn't really an announcement, but it's an observation that this is probably the weirdest fall I've ever experienced. It's both delightful and alarming at the same time. I don't remember it this dry. I went back, as some of you know, I keep a weather station for Environment Canada on the farm. It's an official weather station. It's been operating since 1985. This is the driest summer we've had since 2016. And in fact, 2016 wasn't quite as hot, and it wasn't quite as dry. So I didn't look back to see how much further back things go. I still am seeing pickup trucks with those big 1,000-liter water cubes driving around. And I know Jake and I were talking about something today, and his dad is feeding hay because there's no pasture. Usually you get some pasture in the fall, you know, save some hay. There's cattle are just eating hay up like crazy. This is what climate change looks like. It's not that we haven't had droughts before. It's not that we haven't had heat before. It's the extent of it, the duration of it, the extremity of the events, when the precipitation comes, how extreme it is. I was reading about Pakistan. Pakistan, along with the Arctic, is frontline climate change. Temperatures are going up faster in the Arctic, twice as fast as anywhere else. Pakistan, because of the distortion of the monsoons, every couple of years now, a quarter to a half of the country floods. This is a country of close to 100 million people. It's agriculturally tremendously productive. The Indus Valley is one of the richest agricultural areas in the world. And half the harvest was wiped out this year. Imagine if that was happening in Canada. If we lost half of our prairie grain crop every 2 or 3 years. We're a country of 40 million. They're a country 2 or 3 times as big. The response of the Pakistani government is just to rebuild stuff that was there before. They feel like they're out in the cold, and that's the wrong metaphor for sure. That they don't know what else to do. They have very few funds. So this to me is the biggest issue facing human civilization. the idiot to the south, and I don't mind saying that, thinks it's a big hoax. His very environmental protection agency is now staffed by fellow deniers. These are dire times. We have so many issues that are of day-to-day importance that climate change is just ticking away, ticking away, ticking away. To say we can't afford it, which someone I know says, you know, I don't disagree with you, but it's too expensive. Will it be too expensive if the costs keep going up, doubling, our insurance premiums go up 10, 15%? When there's a climate disaster, the insurance coverage doesn't just raise the premiums on those houses there, it raises it all over the place because reinsurance has to cover the costs when a company can't afford to cover. We're all paying for it in our insurance premiums. So at some point, you have to treat it like an imminent, not quite next year war that you know is going to come. If you knew in 1930, for example, that Hitler was going to invade Europe and the Japanese were going to bomb Pearl Harbor, would you say, well, we can't really prepare for that now. We've got more important things to deal with. So we're not going to spend any money to get ready for that. That's the way I look at it. There should be a war footing for the environment. End of speech. That was my announcement. Happy fall, everybody. We have no closed meeting tonight, so I simply need a confirmation by law. Councillor Milligan, Councillor Woodcock, all in favor? That's carried. And a motion to adjourn, please. Councillor Fenwick and Councillor McDonald, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you.